Welcome back to the channel. Today we're inside a Texas courtroom with a defendant who didn't just walk away from a car crash. He walked away from injured people who needed help. The charge? Failure to stop and render aid, serious bodily injury. A third-degree felony with up to 10 years in prison on the line. You're going to hear about a mysterious donkey lady bridge, speeding, alcohol, drugs, a young father juggling kids, and family drama, and a judge who is not buying his excuses. And just when it seems like he might talk his way into another chance, the state pushes for hard time. Stay tuned to see whether this ends in mercy or in years behind bars.
Texas versus James Madrron. Do I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brian Grimmer for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Ronald Geyer.
Did you understand you're charged with failure to stop and render aid, serious bodily injury? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So right out of the gate, the judge lays out the stakes. Failure to stop and render aid involving serious bodily injury. In plain language, that means there was a crash, people were hurt, and the law says you must stop, check on them, and call for help. Walking away isn't just immoral, it's a felony. Notice how calm James sounds when he answers, "Yes, Your Honor," and then admits he's 21, not driving, and likely positive for marijuana. The judge is already probing his decision-making. Car crash, drugs, and then leaving the scene. Ask yourself, if you were in a wreck where people were hurt, would your instinct be to stay and help, or to follow the crowd and disappear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
Where's Donkey Lady Bridge? Now it states in here that they had met you through a lease. OP1 said they were at the complainant's house when the group of males showed up in Unit 1. Unit 1 is the vehicle. She said they decided to go to the Donkey, D-O-N-K-Y, Lady Bridge, but instead ended up driving around. Where is this Donkey Lady Bridge?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I've never been there in my life.
Are you still driving a vehicle?
No.
How old are you?
21.
If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? Before you answer no, that you are going to be drug tested today. Don't say just. Just tell me what you're going to be positive for.
Probably, maybe a little bit of marijuana.
And what else?
That's it. I don't do anything else.
What do you do with the rest of your day other than marijuana?
I work.
Where?
I would work at Bohannon's.
All right. What do you do at Bohannon's?
I'm a dishwasher and trash stuff.
All right. So you have a car accident and your go-to is to leave. Why would you leave a car accident?
Just everybody had left and I just left myself.
Well, no, everybody didn't leave because there were two people remaining in the car trapped and somebody had to help them out. So why would you leave injured people behind in the vehicle?
I was one of those people injured in the car. And then I got out. They held me out. And then I walked home.
Okay, this is not where he's going to pretend he wasn't driving, is it?
We're pleading no contest, Your Honor.
Okay. So again, why would you leave someone behind in the vehicle that's injured?
You got out. Did you go to where they were sitting in the curb and speak with you?
No.
Okay.
No. Did you call for help for anyone? Why not?
Just being ignorant.
You see, let me just tell you what I know about life.
This is one of those chilling courtroom moments where the silence says more than the words. When the judge asks, "Did you call for help?" and we get nothing but a pause followed by just being ignorant, you can almost feel the air get heavier. The judge then gives a simple 3-step life rule. Don't speed, don't drink and drive, and if there's an accident, you call somebody. If James had done even that last part, just stayed, called 911, try to help, this might still be a tragedy, but it probably wouldn't be a felony. It's a powerful reminder that one split-second decision after a bad choice can decide whether you're going home or go to prison. What do you think? Is ignorance a reason or just an excuse?
life for my time on the plane. And I think I can say this because I have more of my life behind me than in front of me,
Yes.
is that big things somehow ends up snowballing for young people into bigger things. Number one, there shouldn't have been any speeding. Number two, nobody should have taken any drinks and driven. And number three, if there's an accident, you call somebody. If you would have stayed and helped, if you would have called somebody, guess what? We wouldn't be here for a failure to stop and render aid. So how are you getting around town without driving?
I take the bus. I'll walk if I have to. I have a daughter that I have to support. So
How old is your daughter?
she just turned 1, March 13th.
Are you and the mother together or no?
Sort of. We talk. We're not married, so we don't live together.
Does anyone know the amount of what the restitution will be? Any idea?
I don't, Judge. I know our advocate is working on that. I don't know how much, if any, restitution is going to be outstanding.
Here we get a quick but important mention that a lot of people overlook: restitution. That's the money side of the harm. Beyond prison time and probation, the court can order the defendant to pay for the victim's losses, medical bills, damages, long-term treatment, and more. The lawyers don't yet know the final number, but the fact that a victim advocate is involved tells you this isn't some minor bruise situation. Even if James somehow avoided prison, he'd still be looking at years of financial responsibility. Court cases like this aren't just about time. They're about money, accountability, and a long shadow that follows long after the cameras are gone. Would you rather face 10 years, a massive bill, or both?
All right. If there's an issue about restitution, just let the court know and we can have a restitution hearing.
Thank you, Judge.
How far did you go in school?
I stopped at 11th grade.
Why?
Just struggling with my family.
What does that mean?
Like, I have to take care of my little brothers sometimes, most of the time, because my mom is just not healthy. So I'm really like their dad, and I'm always there to help them out and stuff like that. So
What do you mean she's not helping? Where is she?
she lives with her mom. Yeah, she lives with my grandmother.
And so how old is your little brother?
My little brother, he's 13.
So where is your little brother living?
He lives with me with my uncle.
So was Child Protective Services involved?
Yeah, they're talking to my mother right now. So there's a case, I think, that's open with my mother.
Now the story gets more complicated. James isn't just some random defendant partying his life away. He's talking about dropping out in 11th grade to take care of his younger brothers because his mother is not healthy. There's CPS involvement, his little brother living with him, and his uncle. And later we learn he's also responsible for 2 very young children of his own. This is where viewers often split. Some see a young man crushed under family pressure. Others see a pattern of poor choices wrapped in a sad backstory. The law, however, doesn't erase legal duties just because life is hard. The judge is clearly trying to figure out, is this someone who needs another chance, or someone who keeps using hardship as a shield against accountability? What side are you on so far? Empathy or tough love?
So what are you planning on doing for the rest of your life? Are you going to be working at Bohannon's or are you doing something else?
No, I was gonna work at Bohannon's for a little bit until I get my own apartment, and then get my GED and eventually try to join into the military with my friend.
Well, I always tell people you can't keep saying you're gonna, because you're gonna wake up and 5 years of your life will have passed you by. You understand? Cats 1 and 2, was there some sort of theft involved? Is there a reason for cats 1 and 2?
The case that was TIC was a burglary of a habitation, Judge.
All right, so here's the thing about burglary of habitations, right? I haven't been presented with any evidence, so I don't know what it says. But what I do know is that Entering people's homes without their permission, it's going to end up resulting in one of two things for you. One, it's going to end up being a prison trip, and burglary of habitations range of punishment is 2 to 20 years. Or either you're going to break into somebody's home and you're going to be shocked to find that they are at their home, and you may end up being shot or killed. And you know what people are going to say? It was justified. You're in somebody's home, you're not supposed to be. So I'm going to put down cats 1 and 2, but I can give you cats 1 and 2 course in 2 minutes. Don't take what does not belong to you, which people should have learned in preschool. And when you go to someone's home, only go if you're invited, and then when they ask you to leave, leave. Life is so simple, people make it so much difficult than it has to be. So cats 1 and 2. And the MRT, which is supposed to teach you right from wrong, which again, we should learn that in preschool, right? If everybody would treat others the way they would like to be treated, you would need the MRT course. So remember that as you're taking that course.
Listen closely when the judge shifts to burglary of a habitation and those cats 1 and 2 theft courses. Burglary of a habitation in Texas is no joke. That's entering someone's home without permission, and the judge spells out the 2 most likely outcomes: a prison sentence or a homeowner using deadly force and a justified shooting. She reduces the moral lesson to something they should have learned in preschool. Don't take what isn't yours. Don't go into homes uninvited, and leave when you're told. Add an MRT, moral recognition therapy, which is literally a program designed to teach right from wrong, and it's almost embarrassing that the system has to reteach basics to adults. This isn't just about one accident. It's about a pattern of behavior the judge is seeing stack up in his file. Do you think these kinds of programs actually change people, or are they just boxes defendants check?
I'm going to want him tested for levels. And those levels need to start going down. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
There should be regular Zoom recording. Mr. Madrron can hear you. Mr. Madrron, Ms. Pettis has some words to say to you. I require that everyone treat everyone with respect, so just listen and internalize what he's saying. You may proceed.
After everything, I don't think that you should be in prison or, but I did suffer injuries that are like for a lifetime. And I just want you to understand that because I did go through all of that, you do deserve to go through some kind of consequence. Did I cut off?
Yes, you did.
They keep calling me that, so I'm sorry. But yeah, that's all I have to say. But I do forgive you. Like, it happened. It's been a long time already, but I just didn't, I hope you just know where I'm coming from, James.
All right, thank you so much. Do you all need to speak with her?
I don't believe so. We have contact. We can talk to Ms. Pettis after this. Thank you, Ms. Pettis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the emotional center of the whole hearing. We finally hear from Ms. Pettis, a victim who says she suffered injuries for a lifetime. She doesn't scream. She doesn't lash out. Instead, she calmly says she doesn't think he should necessarily be in prison forever, but that he does deserve some kind of consequence. And then she does something incredibly powerful. She tells him she forgives him. Forgiveness doesn't erase the pain or the legal responsibility, but it does change the tone of the courtroom. You can hear how long this has weighed on her and how much she wants him to understand the impact of his choices. This raises a big question for all of us. When a victim forgives, should that heavily reduce the punishment, or should the legal consequences still stand regardless of that grace?
All right, probation will go over conditions with you.
Are you the same James Madrron who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 2437 for the offense of failure to stop and render aid serious bodily injury on March 21st, 2022 for a period of 10 years. Is that you?
Yes, sir.
State.
Violated condition number 4. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, James Madrron, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of January and December 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
State.
Your Honor, we waived the other violations alleged in the motion.
No objection.
All right. Mr. Madrone, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, I understand.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
It's not, Your Honor. We're going open. We are asking for the 10 years, Your Honor. I believe the defense might be heard on it.
All right. Defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, we're requesting that he be placed on probation, that he be given weekly UAs and intense supervision. Basically, Judge, this was a lot dealing with financial issues. He has 2 small children that he was responsible for, living with his grandmother at the time. He's now presently employed. I believe he has the resources now to continue taking drug testing and support his children. So I think basically, Judge, if we give him weekly UAs and ISF and put him back, not ISF, with intense supervision, that he's able to complete the probation successfully. You have anything to add, James?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You want to raise your right hand?
Here's where the legal stakes go through the roof. We learned James was already on deferred adjudication for this same offense, failure to stop and render aid with serious bodily injury, on a 10-year term. Deferred adjudication is basically a deal. The judge holds off on a conviction while you're on supervision. If you behave, you can avoid that felony on your record. But if you violate conditions, like failing to report to your probation officer, the court can bring that hammer down and sentence you within the original range, up to 10 years. James pleads true to missing months of reporting, which is like telling the court, yes, I violated. The state says, give him the full 10. The defense tries to salvage it with a request for more probation, weekly drug tests, and intense supervision. This is the classic clash. Is probation a second chance, or is it the last chance he already wasted?
Right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
James Madrron.
All right, it says here that you didn't talk to the manager and you left when asked to stay in the lobby by the probation officer.
Your Honor, I was my grandmother, thankful for her that she helped me with my burdens when I had to do these reports and everything, and she would have my kids in the car while I'll be reporting. So at that time, I really didn't have too much time to be there due to my being responsible for 2 children. So that was just that at that time. That was it.
Okay, that doesn't make sense to me. Your grandmother is helping you with your children.
Yes.
And how old are your children?
3 and 1.
All right, so she's helping you with the 3 and 1-year-old. So you're telling me your grandmother drives you to see your probation officer
Yes.
and then says, I can't wait.
Yes, Your Honor.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
It's just like I have real no support, really none. It's just me out there.
All right, so your grandmother is not supporting you.
Well, in a way she is. In a way.
All right, and then it says that they tried to have virtual meetings with you and you kept rescheduling and they allowed you to reschedule it and reschedule it and reschedule it.
Again, I had financial burdens.
So you didn't have a cell phone?
No.
You couldn't get a ride via bus?
Your Honor, my grandma lived in Leon Valley and she moved over there by Lackland Air Force Base, and I did not have reliable transportation.
Oh, no. I know for a fact that there's transportation by via for Lackland.
Oh.
And you know how I know there is that? Because one time I made a mistake and got on the looper, which I believe is the 510, and it takes you all around the city. And I was like, wow, this is where the bases are.
Yes, but where I had to report was over there by 1604 in Bandera, which
Via.
yes, Your Honor. Because they canceled that bus route. I know it sounds like if I'm making it up or not, but yes, they did cancel that bus route for that reason. That drive was very, very extreme.
Did you pick up the phone, call probation, and say, hey, this
Yes,
is
Your
where
Honor.
I am? Okay.
Yes,
This part almost feels like a cross-examination in a movie. James leans heavily on financial burdens, lack of a phone, and canceled bus routes to explain why he didn't report. But the judge isn't buying it. She literally references her own experience accidentally riding the Looper bus and seeing the routes around Lackland Air Force Base, undercutting his story that transportation was impossible. She also points out he managed to do online parenting classes, yet somehow couldn't consistently appear or communicate with probation. That contrast is brutal. Judges hear excuses every single day, and once they sense that a defendant picks and chooses responsibility only when it's convenient, their patience runs out fast. Be honest. Do you think his excuses sound genuine, or does it feel like he wants credit for the hard parts and a pass on the obligations?
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Mr. Madrron, my name is Hank Wilkins. If I ask you anything you don't understand, just let me know and I'll try and rephrase it, okay? Do you know the last time you reported?
The last time I reported was
This year?
yes.
It was this year? So would you explain that probation thinks the last time you reported is November of last year? Did you ever do the CATS theft course?
No.
Did you do the CATS 2 theft course?
No.
Did you do the moral recognition therapy?
No.
Did you do anything on probation?
I had parenting classes that were available online, which I did do, and it waived over my community service.
I'm sorry to interrupt. How can you do the parenting classes online,
They
but
were
you
for
can't
free.
report? No. But you can't report to probation online. Explain that to me.
I did report to probation online every time I had a Zoom meeting. And when it was in person, it was hard for me to be able to report due to my lack of transportation.
Do you remember telling probation in January of this year, they're not gonna do anything?
No.
You remember telling them, I know the judge will reinstate me?
No.
You understand that when you pled to this offense, that's a third-degree felony, right? You're looking at up to 10 years in prison.
Yeah, I do understand. Yes, I understand.
And you knew that, and you still didn't do these conditions of probation, right? You didn't do the
No.
moral recognition therapy?
Not that I had faced financial burdens, so I did not have support from the mother of my children. She was attending school at the time, but now I have a reliable job. I have the means to prove to the court that I could be responsible in finishing my term.
Seems like the easiest thing to do would be to report, though. You didn't report it all this year, right?
No, because she said that she was gonna file a motion to revoke, and I had said that, okay, that we have to do what we have to do. That's simple. That's what I had said in that response.
That last stretch of questioning is devastating. The state and the judge walk through a checklist. CATS theft courses? No. Moral recognition therapy? No. Reporting consistently? No. Yet he admits he knew this was a third-degree felony with up to 10 years hanging over his head. He blames finances, lack of support from the children's mother, transportation, everything but his own choices. At the same time, he wants the court to trust that now he has a job, now he can comply, and now he'll finally take things seriously. From the court's point of view, This isn't one mistake. It's a long pattern of not following through. That's why, when a state asks for 10 years and the defense begs for another shot at probation, you can almost feel which way the judge is leaning. If you were on the bench, would you roll the dice on him again or say, enough is enough?
I'll pass the lease, John.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Probation. Was there any restitution for Elise Perez and Kimberly Soto? All right. So this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to find violation of condition number 4 true. The court is going to find you guilty. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. With regards to punishment, state, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, we're asking for the 10 years in prison. This is a third-degree felony. This is a SBI, Your Honor. Some other cases were taken into consideration of this plea. The defendant had opportunities to plead in the position. He didn't do much of anything on probation. I was trying to get some more information today. None of the answers are very satisfying. So we're asking for 10 years in prison.
Defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, I asked that he be sent, continued on probation and sent to ISF for a period of time to get his thoughts together. And be able to get out on the street and be a productive member of society and also a father for his 2 children.
All right. Oh, yes. You wanted to add something?
May I address the question?
Sure.
Yes, I would like to say that I would like to suggest no tolerant probation, where I may be supervising weekly UAs. I do not use drugs, and or an outpatient program, intense outpatient program that I can prove to the court where I can be responsible in completing my probation successfully.
Okay. All right. This is what the court is going to do. As previously stated, the court is finding violation of condition number 4 true. The court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you will sentence you to 8 years in the prison. There's to be no unsupervised contact with the minors. Court will give you credit for any time served, and the court will request the therapeutic community. Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes.
All right. You do have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication. Do you understand? All right. Good luck to you. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. I can't force them to place you in the therapeutic community. You'll have to request that. And then it's completely up to them whether or not they place you in the therapeutic community.
Your Honor, what was the consequence again?
Oh, you're going to prison for 8 years.
I'm going to prison for 8 years.
Yes.
And that's the done deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Good luck to you. Okay.
In the end, the judge splits the difference between mercy and the maximum. She finds the violation true, finds James guilty, and sentences him to 8 years in prison. Not the full 10 requested by the state, but far from the continued probation his lawyer wanted. She adds conditions like no unsupervised contact with minors and even requests placement in a therapeutic community. But she's very clear. She can't force the system to give him that program. This all started with one crash, a choice to leave injured people behind, and then years of missed opportunities on probation. Classes not done, meetings skipped, excuses made. The victim offered forgiveness, but the law still demanded consequences. Cases like this remind us that second chances are powerful, but they're not infinite. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.